Good afternoon, everybody, and thank you for joining me for another episode of my entrepreneur interviews. And today I feel very, very lucky to be speaking to Nathi Zondo about his business. He has a wonderful craft business where he makes these beautiful beaded items, and I'm very excited to be introducing him to all of you today. So, Nathi, if you would please introduce yourself and just tell us a little bit more about your business.
All right. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Nathi. I'm an artist. I'm a beader and I'm a weaver. I do weave baskets, as you see behind me. Then I do beadwork and stuff. And now what I'm doing, I've got like a training a studio where I develop people. I train people in different type of skills, art skills, and then also I visit communities to train them, to offer them my skills. Then the other thing that I do, I market the artwork that the people they've done. I've marketed them here in the studio. So then, and as well, and I supply with art and craft raw materials, things like beadwork and some things that people they might need when they produce their artwork.
That's wonderful. And how long ago did you start your business?
So then actually to be involved in an artwork, it started very long when I was young. My mom was a beader. She was beading her beadwork and selling the beachfront here in Durban. So then I was started when I was young at early age, but to do it as a business professionally, I started in 2006. So then I started to attend workshops with African Art Center. Then at African Art Center, I started to be involved with them in as a facilitator, facilitating their workshops. So then from there, I went to work at the Panty Museum, where I'm still a trustee there. And then where I was doing some research on African artifacts and stuff like that. Then in 2009, I was involved in a big project that was run by government, Department of Rural Development, together with one of the company that invited me to be part of them. Is when we started to travel all over the rural places, teaching people, offering people with my skills, and then with my talent as well in taking their product to the markets, linking them with the market. So then that happens 2009 to 2017. Then I started my own to do it myself. Then I'm still developing to be myself. Then I started to have this studio in March. Then unfortunately the lockdown came, and then we have to shut the business down. Then we just open. We're not open for business, but we just gathered my team. So then preparing them for intervention if the intervention that might happen soon, because there's some approach by government and some other financial institution that they want to involve me in their intervention, their community interventions.
Okay, that's really wonderful. I love hearing that you're teaching others and that you're so very much involved in community development. In South Africa, it's something that is so very badly needed. So I'm very thankful to be speaking to you with this wonderful experience and insight. What do you feel is the biggest challenge in our craft industry in this country?
So the biggest challenge that we have, for example, let me take it now, it's during lockdown. So then there is no business at all. Yes. So then the business has closed totally. We are not doing any money. There is no income. So then when we talk to the government and then for some kind of incentives, so then it's like we are not regarded. So then it's not like the musicians. They only talk about musicians, that they can sponsor musicians and other artists, but not the crafters like me. So then we are just sitting doing nothing. We can't even take people work to the market, because there is no market and there is no way. So and then it's hard to get sponsors, and then it's like people there's no one who's taking the art and craft serious as business, as something that can turn someone's life. So people, they don't regard that, and then so then there's no one, even if you go to the bank, and then there's no bank who can sponsor you when you say you are doing an art and craft business, unless if you are a musician, or you are someone who's doing things really related to acting. But for us as crafters, no one is helping us.
Why do you think it is that the entertainment industry is getting the support and not the craft industry? What is the justification behind that? Has the government given you any reason why that is happening?
So I don't know why. What happened during this lockdown, when the government was busy announcing the relief funds and all that, I just wrote too many emails. I was involved in Zoom meetings with the municipality, with Department of Art and Culture, trying to get some attention. Because as you see here behind me, all this stuff is made by the women in the rural areas. So they bring it to me, and then because they don't have money, they bring it to me, so that if someone comes and then to buy, because this is their source of income. So then now I told them that we need some kind of attention. And then what they said you need to have like an invoice that you had an event that was cancelled. So you need some kind of an invoice that you had an orders that were things that were ordered, and then people canceled those orders. And what's happened? So then, for example, during March and April, we used to have we used to attend exhibition in Johannesburg, and then we prepare stuff to take it there, because it's a big event. So we prepare stuff to go there. We design catalog, and then we send it to people, and then to arrange to meet with people there. And then people, they order sometimes during the event. Organize all those products. All these products were supposed to be taken to them, and then they cancel to go there. And then we don't have any written order that people they've ordered, and then they cancel order. So it's like for us in the art and craft, we don't have like a formal documentation. When someone's order, we don't have like a formal document up until if someone pays me, or I need someone to pay me, I need to invoice that person to pay me. That's the only link, that's the only documentation we've got. So then if I go and knock to the art and culture, and then they said, we can sponsor you, we can give you money to rent, because I'm renting in this premise, we can't give you money to rent in this premise. So because they're not, we don't know who are you. It's like that. Even the tech shop people are better than us, because they're getting recognized, even they're getting mentioned. Even the street vendors, they're getting recognized. But for us, so then the women who sit on the Friday market, no one is talking about them. So then all the mamas that you see on the street selling mats and all those things, no one is talking about them in this lockdown. No one even thinking about them. So then that they've got stock that is sitting by them that they can't sell. And then sometimes our stock are seasonal. So then you have product that you prepare to sell in winter to sell in the Grahamstown Art Festival, things like that. So then if the winter is over, you need to prepare another product for summer. So then now the winter is over, where are you gonna sell all those winter colors, trends and all that? So nowhere, you have to wait for the next winter, where are you gonna get money for summer to prepare summer? No one is financing you on that side.
This is a very frightening story of failure on the part of the government to consider this very important part of the economy, because I know that informal traders who make these kinds of products, there are a lot of them who are depending on this money to come in. So thank you for shining a light on this for us. Perhaps with this video we can maybe get it in front of the eyes of somebody who can listen and maybe make a plea to government to consider this sector, because this is a great concern that these people don't have money or any kind of support during this time.
Yes. Like for example, now with my trainings, I just launched the new system of training where I send people some videos and stuff to train them on weaving with loom. They're using loom. So then now it's working better for them. So then they can work at home with their families, and then during lockdowns, and then they are safe at home. But now they don't have money to pay for such activity. So then even if they've tried, they are like, I've got a list of almost 70 people who already bought this kind of system. So they are working at home, but now they can't pay for the advance, because we have to train them for the next step, which is an advance, where they're gonna produce a product that you see here. But for the basic, they only can produce the small items. So then they can produce small things like this, but they can't produce a big necklace like the one that I'm wearing. So then because they need a lot of beadwork, so I need lot of exercise with them. So then now they can't find anyone to support them, to sponsor them, because no one is recognizing our work. So of which our work, for me, I take it as important, because it's changing people's life where they are without moving to the bigger cities. So people, they can enjoy doing beading and sell it to themselves in their local, without moving to the bigger cities, and then they can do a lot of business. It's like my mom was doing. We were doing beadwork in Greytown, and then we were 10 of us. We were doing beadwork in Greytown, and my mom was the only one taking them to beachfront. So instead of all of us moving to the bigger city, and people don't think that. So then that's what happened for now.
So you say you're training people with video. Are you doing that over WhatsApp or on a YouTube channel? How are you getting the video to these people? And do they even have money to afford bandwidth to be able to watch the video?
That's the thing. I'm doing that over WhatsApp, because a lot of people, they've got WhatsApp. Each and every household has a WhatsApp. So then I'm using the WhatsApp type. So then I've created groups. I've got in my phone, I've got almost 20 groups in different places, almost all over South Africa. I've got people in Limpopo, Mpumalanga, a lot of them has an Eastern Cape, Western Cape, Free State, and all that. So then, I'm sharing my skill using WhatsApp. Then I'm sending them the equipment, the bead loom and some beads, because they can't find beads in that place. So then they can't afford. So then I had to reduce the supply. For example, I have to send them few beads, few material of something that they can afford, and charge them something like 450, and then that money even is coming from their grant. So then, but it's the thing that they like, they can see future in this. So they invest in that, even if in this hardest time. So then that's the way we're doing. If you look at my Facebook, so I used to post them thanking and then started to produce their product, and then they're sharing amongst their groups, and then those who are nearby each other, maybe they are in the same village, and then they can assist each other. Now it's level 3, they can visit each other and help each other. So then now they can share the skill among the family, because when I teach via a video, so then a mama will sit with the entire family and watch a video and assist themselves. Automatically, you find that a skill is shared to the family of 7 or 8 people in the house. They understand that what the mama is doing.
That's amazing. You've set up a really beautiful business model. I think it's fantastic what you're doing, because you're reaching people right on the ground who really need this skill. So
Yes.
if anybody watching this video wants to get involved in your training program, how do they get hold of you?
So they can either phone me or on my cell phone. I don't know whether I must I call it, or they can email me, or they can check me via Facebook page as well.
Okay, what I'll do is when I post this video, I'll put all of your information on there, and including your phone number. So if you'll just send me your direct phone number, then I'll put all that information in the links on this video, so that if anybody wants to reach you to get in touch, they can, because I think this is a
Yeah.
fantastic initiative, and I feel you deserve all the support you can get. Now, that stock that is sitting there in your shop at the moment, is that available for sale, and are you sending that out via courier?
Yes, it's available for sale, but we are not targeting the working people. We are targeting people who buy in bulks. So we are
Okay,
targeting the bulk buyers, the people who've got shops. So
yes,
then we don't sell in the public. So we rather wait for someone who's gonna come and buy in bulk, so that the women can get, because the women that we are working with are traveling all over from others they're from Piet Retief, others they're from Mthatha, Eastern Cape, others in Singa, and then Nongoma. They're traveling very far. So then if they come, they have to come and get money, the real money, instead of coming and get money for 2 baskets. It's better
yes.
if we can get like that. And then we're trying, because they're working in groups. We're trying them to work in groups and sell in bulk, instead of selling it each one by one. That is helping. It's helping a lot. So
That
then
makes
the market that I'm targeting, I'm targeting people with shops, and then people with galleries, people with the event organizers, and then the hotel people who's gonna buy bulk and display in their hotel, restaurants, and all that.
that makes a lot of sense. That makes good business sense. Thank you. And
Mm.
if anybody is thinking about getting involved in the craft industry, what advice would you give to them?
So then, if someone is thinking that you want to involve, so the craft business is a very good business that you can do, and then and showcase your talent. It's something that I can say it's something that take the stress out. So then you get yourself involved, because crafting is like something that is challenging, so that you can't do crafting and be all over the road, all over the street, be involved in bad things. So then it's like it's something that you do at home professionally, and then it's something that is easy to generate income, because the cost is less. Yes, the material sometimes and then logistic might be expensive, but if you're doing in bulk, sitting at home, so then and then with the family, and so attending your family and then growing your family, and then it's something that you can do wherever you are. So there are a lot of people who bought this loom work, So these loom kits. So then they are teachers, they are working in different companies. So then it's easy for them for after work to continue to making it. It's something that does not limit you. So then, so I can say that, and then though, so there is no government intervention, but we feel that stress now because it's lockdown. But before that, you won't see the crafters going all over crying that they need government to fund them. To fund them is something that you can fund yourself as little money as you can, and invest that money to get more.
I think it's an amazing opportunity, particularly for women in South Africa who've got children at home, to be able to start something so that they can empower themselves. I think it's a wonderful, wonderful model you've got going there, Nathi. Um, I see we've only got 5 minutes left of our time. Um, is there anything that you would like to add, that you would like to say to people out there, that would be helpful to you right now?
So then, the thing that I love to add is that people, they must support us as crafters. They must support the local craft work. I think that the art and craft is one of the original artwork product that you can see in the street. Support that. Doesn't matter how much you've got. That 10 rand, you can buy that necklace, or 50 rand, whatever that you can. But at least I would be happy if at least one house can own one item artwork in the wall, or a basket or something that you wear, and then to support, to appreciate the talent people they've got. So then it's some kind of appreciation, and apart from that, it's an investment, and then you invest it back to the community. Because if you imagine people in Singa, you are in Australia, how to reach them out is to buy their piecework, their artwork. So then just like I'm encouraging people to please support African local product. So, and then it doesn't matter how you support. You can buy it via shop. You can buy it direct from the artist. So wherever you buy, because if you buy somewhere, let's say there's a gallery in Australia that is selling something, or in Italy or America or Joburg that is selling something, that piece that you buy is opening a space for another piece to come into the shelf. So that's creating job opportunity. So I'm encouraging people to take it serious, that whatever intervention in terms of money or knowledge or whatever that they try to involve themselves in has a big impact in the community, in the ground.
I love that. I love that, because I also believe that the way out of this whole COVID-19 thing is for us to support local makers and producers. I really think this is the time when we have to support each other if we're going to make it through this. Thank you so much for your
Yeah.
time for this interview. I appreciated speaking to you very much. I think that what you're doing is a great thing. Thank you very much for giving us your time today.
Thanks, Melanie. Thanks a lot. All right, I will send you my details then.
Okay, perfect.